Really good. So, and one more day passes, and I look at this thing. I look at this thing on my workbench, and it looks great, but it's an unfinished project. And it's been an unfinished project for over a year now. And it's frustrated me and just basically drove me freaking crazy. The simplicity, the absolute simplicity of this Maytag, this 19, tough to date exactly, 1916, 1918, somewhere in there, Maytag, with its original paint and its little half horsepower motor, and the fact that everything is here and everything is in spec, and you know, I've sleeved the connecting rod big end, I've sleeved the connecting rod the little end, and put a new wrist pin in and everything else, and everything is perfect, but yet it won't run. And you know what? So today I'm looking at this, and I'll tell you at the depths of which I have decided to lower myself. I actually took a carburetor off of a weed trimmer, and I was thinking of a way to mount this little carburetor here, make an adapter plate and mount it, you know, on this thing. And I sat and thinking about it, and said, okay, I'll make an adapter block and blah, blah, blah. And what is it? Like, what is it that's so hard about this? What am I missing? I can't believe it's that difficult, really. You got this carburetor, this little freaking brass F-style carburetor. I have everything in here is basically new. Check ball, gasket, air adjust, umbrella valve, shut-off valve, check ball. Everything is new in here. Everything is gone over. There's nothing missing. Everything is exactly how it is. So why won't the damn thing run? What am I doing wrong? So a couple times I've actually got to fire just by taking a plug out or taking the exhaust off and squirting some fuel into it, and it'll pop a couple times, you know, 4 or 5 times, shuts off. Shuts off. So what is going on? So I've got the cylinder on there, and I've got my finger on the spark plug hole, and I'm also covering up the exhaust. I'm covering up both at the same time. So I spin it over, and you know, it pushes air out the exhaust on the exhaust stroke, but then on the intake stroke, it is trying its absolute hardest to suck all of the air through that, to almost suck my hand inside that cylinder. I'm thinking, okay, well, there's going to be a little vacuum. There's going to be some vacuum. But the majority of the sucking should come through the carburetor. And then the light turns on in my head. You know, the light bulb just flashes over my head. Why isn't it sucking through the intake? Why isn't it sucking properly through the intake? Okay, do I not have the intake ports, the transfer ports lined up properly? Carburetor works. I'm looking. I don't know if you guys can see it, but here's the 3 little holes here. The fuel air mixture goes through these holes, sucks up through here, sucks through the transfer port, pulls up on the rise of the piston. I don't know if you can see it in there, but there you got 2 transfer ports. Sucks in, and then, you know, up at the top, pushes that charge up at the top of the cylinder. Like I say, the light bulb came on. The light bulb was this gasket. This gasket that I put into it originally when I, you know, first put this motor together. It was just kind of parts and real rough stuff. This gasket. Oh my gosh. I have fought and fought because of this gasket. Yeah, it's kind of ratty. I'm going to make a new one. But this gasket, when it's on, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's covering the intake for the transfer port. That might not be the only thing wrong with this, but you know what? If it's not going to suck fuel into the transfer port, it's not going to fire. Or it might fire a couple times if you get just the right, you know. Oh my gosh. Really, over a year fighting with this to miss something absolutely simple. You know, cover every base except for a freaking gasket that covers a transfer port. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to make up a new gasket. Put it on. And we are going to find out if that has been the problem all along. Anyway. Stay tuned. Okay guys, I've got everything in place. I'm going to wear my gloves because I don't know if anyone's ever got a shock from a buzz coil. But if you've never got a shock from a buzz coil, I would, I was going to say I would suggest getting one, but wow, don't get one. Because you feel like you just had the, if I believed in God, I guess I'd say you feel like you've had the power of God run through your body. It's unbelievable. You feel like your heart stopped. And it probably does stop. Anyway, open the fuel valve. So we'll open the fuel valve. Fuel valve is open. They say to open the air, or what are they saying here? Without having the spark turned on. So we'll turn off the high voltage. Turn over one turn. Draw the fuel in, and I actually heard it just buzz, so that's good. So I heard the buzz coil buzz. So one full turn. So I do that. And it says to open the air valve, one full turn. So we'll try that. And there is one full turn. There's spark back, high voltage, and well, we'll see. I'm actually really nervous right now, you know, after all this time, and I don't know if it's going to start or not. You know, you might look that it won't, it'll be just something else and whatever, but let's try it. Let's see what happens. Well, that's promising. Well, that's the best I've ever had, so I guess I'm going to keep fussing with it for a bit. And if I get it working longer, I'll turn you back on. Okay guys, so I've been puttering away here, and I just had it running for, oh man, I hear something. I losing parts all over the place. I got on this mat now, and I grabbed my camera so you guys could maybe see it running now. So I set the timing, adjusted the timing on the commutator a few times. In case you didn't know, it's adjustable. It's on a little fiber kind of a washer, and I'll explain it another time, unless I already have explained it before in one of the previous videos for this thing. Anyway, I just had it running for probably 3 minutes straight, which is just about well, it's a record for this thing already for me anyway. Maybe not in its lifetime, but for sure in mine. I ended up taking the spring out of the little umbrella valve in here and adjusted the timing so that it fires right at, you know, just at, you know, a 1/16 of an inch before top dead center, and adjusted the air to 3/4 of a turn open. That seems to be about the best, and the fuel valve wide open, so that seems to be best. This little spring, it's quite possible that I would have to go with a, you know, maybe it does need a spring, but maybe it needs a lighter spring than what I have here. I don't know. I'm going to find some other springs like this and just play with it a bit. But for now, this is just I'm actually pretty ecstatic about this. Because like I say, it just ran for quite a while there. So I'm going to try to fire it back up again for you guys. You know, fingers crossed. Hopefully it does again. Take it off. I've got it firing as fast as it can, full open. So that's the governor on wide open. and it is a hit and miss, of course. So it's not going to fire like a normal two-stroke where it fires and fires, you know, kind of fires all the time. So anyway, I got it hooked up, and it's dripping gas and stuff like that, but you know, whatever, gosh. Anytime it runs more than a few minutes, it's a success. So here we go again.